Welcome to Besiege Bots, the real home of robotic combat in Besiege. In this episode, we find the final 4 members of our Beetleweight Top 16 and say goodbye to another 4 contenders. Kicking things off in this episode, we have what promises to be an exciting clash of spinners between Team Tenno and Team Meteor, who meet for the first time since Featherweight Fury 2018, where Team Meteor went 2-0 against Team Tenno. Then later, in the main event, we have another clash between spinners as the massive vertical disc of Omocha takes on a dangerous undercutter in Lil Spook. CG3 showed off how exciting it can be in its rumble, throwing itself around the arena, which ultimately led to its downfall as it threw itself out of the pit. In this match, Team Meteor will be looking to show a more measured approach and will ultimately try to pick up a win by KO. Get Froggy had an unfortunate time in its rumble, being KO'd after it was stranded upside down and ruled immobile by the judge. In this fight, Team Tenno will look to bounce back against Team Meteor and win by either KO or pit KO. And we're underway with the first fight of episode 8 here. The final episode of the redemption round before we head into the round of 16. Some big hits early, sending CG3 flying. CG3 struggled with Manny in its rumble, and Get Froggy, very similar bot to Manny, uses a bar instead of a disc, but pretty similar reach. CG3 definitely going to be having flashbacks and really hoping they don't get bounced into the pit on some of these hits. So we get a little bit of a cut to the upper camera there, unfortunately. The upper camera seems to be broken. Ooh, as both bots get flipped over. CG3 self-rights. It's got a very interesting self-righting mechanism. Get Froggy, a more standard self-righter, but Get Froggy takes the time and gets the self-right correct. Smart driving there from Team Tenno. Take a breath, get yourself right off. Very good. They struggled with that in the rumble because their self-right got broken off and that's how they got KO'd. So they'll definitely need to be careful if they do get flipped to not let CG3 land a direct hit on a massive hit, send CG3 flying there. It is a wonder that CG3 doesn't destroy its own chassis the way it bounces, but it is surprisingly durable, partially because it's fairly floppy, the chassis. Ooh, it just starts shaking violently there. This Team Meteor just keeps spinning. They finally get back down. This has been a good fight so far. There's some big hits just sending each other into the walls. As... Ooh, stuck on the rotating plate. Almost got a wheel taken off there. Not quite though. Surprisingly, there hasn't actually been any damage in this fight though. I think that's the crazier part, is there's been so many big hits, but nobody's actually done any damage. Oh, they're both struggling to kind of hit each other there, and there's a good hit. Get Froggy now struggling to balance itself. Ooh, almost went into the pit there, I think. Like, just barely dinked off that top part of the pit. Ooh. Ooh, and they need a hit on that self-rider, but doesn't break off. Bit lucky for them, because they can't get back up without it, as we saw during the rumble. Good throw there. Get Froggy seems to be bouncing CG3 upwards more. Ooh, but there they both get bounced hard. Both teams really gonna want to win this one, but I think Team Tenno definitely maybe more in need of a win. Team Meteor already have one bot through to the round of 16. Team Tenno, that ooh, CG3 almost went over the wall there. Very dicey. Ooh, they were close to going up the ramp as well there. They got to be very careful. They don't want a repeat of what happened in the rumble where they got flung into the pit on a big hit. So coming down to the final 20 seconds, this is going to be a very tough fight to score. Both bots have had moments of control. They're both being aggressive. Nobody's actually done any damage. It might end up coming down to who the judges think was more stylish. So that's time. We'll see how the judges saw it. So CG3 wins on aggression. Get Froggy wins on control. Damage is even, and CG3 wins on style for a 23-22 to CG3. CG3 moves through to the round of 16 in what's been one of the closest fights of the tournament, and Get Froggy is sadly eliminated. Porygon B lost out in a judgment against Blood Crypt in its rumble, but showed some solid driving. Team Teamless will have to keep up the good driving in this match in order to beat their rather unconventional opponent and pick up their first tournament win. Misguided Patriotism managed to make it to a judge's decision in its rumble, but unfortunately lost its propellers in the early going. The Hydra Initiative will have to do a better job protecting their props if they want to have a chance to pull off the win in this match. Now we're on the way with fight number 2 is Misguided Patriotism taking a much gentler start in this fight than they did in their rumble, because they destroyed their props by slamming into arena hazard, so they've noticed they got to be a lot more careful, but that wasn't too careful, slamming into the wall there, but we'll see how they go. They do a good job backing out there. They're coming in, lining it up. They miss on that, but they managed to avoid hitting the wall. Ooh, and off the collision on that hit there, all their props ended up hitting the beak of Porygon B, and they get knocked off. So Misguided Patriotism in under a minute is back in the same situation as in his rumble, not quite as quick as in that fight. Seems like whoever's judging this fight might be counting Misguided Patriotism out, even though it had the same issue in the rumble, but it was still considered mobile. Seems like the judge has ruled it mobile though. So Porygon B gonna continue in this fight. Nice little lift there from Porygon B, managing to get directly in on that side segment. Misguided Patriotism's back segment almost works like a spinner at this point, and I've seen it bump Porygon B away a couple times. It's a wonder that they're actually still able to be mobile like this, but because it doesn't look like a design that would be mobile without the props, but it can kind of crab walk using the rotation of the thing that drives the props and helps it turn. Porygon B really trying to line up. Good little lift on the backside there. Or what I guess is now the front side. That pseudo face spinner steering drive train. It's working as everything right now for Misguided Patriotism. Porygon B taking some time. Team Teamless, our rookie, one of our 2 rookie teams for this tournament. The Hydra Initiative were one of our 2 rookie teams last tournament, managed to take 3rd in SBC. It's looking like it's going to be hard for them in this fight. They're probably down 7-3 on damage. Ooh, and a nice clamp there from Porygon B as they lift Misguided Patriotism and start carrying around the arena near the pit. I don't think they can lift quite high enough to get them over the lip of that pit, but very nice grab there from Porygon B. Good driving from the rookies, which is also something the Hydra Initiative showed in their rookie tournament, was that good driving. And they've driven pretty well here. This bot just isn't very functional, unfortunately. Ooh. Missed grab attempt there from Porygon B. Catches Misguided Patriotism on the ramrods. Almost gets another clamp. Ends up just driving under Misguided Patriotism there. Porygon B really looking to set up a good grab. This Misguided Patriotism gets bounced onto the rotating plate. Now they're off. Ooh, close from Porygon B, but Misguided Patriotism is able to bounce itself away with the would-be spinner on the front section there. I think this is going to be a pretty clear-cut decision. Misguided Patriotism hasn't done a whole lot. It had a good 45 seconds, and then... yeah, we see it's a 31-14 in favor of Porygon B, winning in every single category. Probably got style because of those lifts. So Porygon B moves on to the round of 16, and Misguided Patriotism is eliminated. Chromatic Aberration struggled to do much in its rumble after losing one of its wheel struts and ultimately losing a decision to Melvin. Team mistakes were made, will have a tough matchup against a fellow spinner and will be looking to show off that they are the more dangerous competitors going forward. On the other side of this match, we have Manny the Lizard, who was de-weaponed and KO'd in its rumble by just the tip. Manny will be looking to win by KO in this one and attempt to knock off a team who have a proven track record of success in this weight class. Here we go with fight number 3 now, another double undercutter rumble, similar to the first fight. Manny, who eliminated CG3 in the rumble. Ooh, as they take one of the legs off of Chromatic Aberration real early on here. Chromatic Aberration's balance looks all kinds of messed up. Ooh, that downforce flying block. Not doing them any face, kind of... oh no, it's kind of helped himself right there. Manny gonna look to line up a good hit here. Oh, but Manny gets one of its wheels taken off. I thought that was the other wheel of Chromatic Aberration, but Manny actually having one of its wheels taken off. So Chromatic Aberration showing some signs of life, but it's stuck in that awkward position again. Gets the weapon back on, and now it can drive. Both bots having a lot of trouble driving in this one. As Chromatic Aberration gets flipped. And it's struggling to self-rise. Manny hits its own wheel and launches itself across the arena. Oh, the flying block comes off of Chromatic Aberration. I didn't quite see how that happened. And that's time. Chromatic Aberration unable to flip itself back over due to losing the flying blocks, and Manny wins by KO and moves through to the round of 16 while Chromatic Aberration is eliminated. Lil Spook had a tough time in his rumble after losing a wheel, then losing the 3-way judgment to Mutant. Team Angry American will want to bounce back and show that they can still contend in this tournament by defeating their opponent by KO. Omocha struggled in its rumble after breaking a segment of its disc and was a non-factor in the judgment other than potentially costing Brown Recluse the win. They have a difficult matchup in this fight, but will look to try and win by UDA or Pit KO against a dangerous undercutter. Now we get on the way with the main event of this episode, is Omocha just wobbling around in its own corner before the fight even starts. It's coming in backwards to try and hit Lil Spook, so Lil Spook doesn't break its wedgelets, I guess. Okay, and a hit there from Lil Spook. I think it disconnected the sides from one another. There's only a single brace holding both sides together. Omocha will still drive like this, but it takes them a lot longer to... oh no, the brace is still there. Oh no, I think it broke on one side. It just didn't come off fully. Or did it? I don't know. No? Maybe? I don't know. This bot's very weird. It's a very odd design. It's also... the spinner's made out of steering hinges, which you just don't see. Nobody does that. Such a weird design. Lil Spook's getting the better of these hits, bringing their spike version of their spinner, their U-Grabber plus spike version. They've lost one of the spikes, actually. After the U-Grabber must have failed it. So, bit interesting there for Lil Spook. I'm not sure why they went with the spike design against another spinner. Probably should have just used the grabber bar. But I guess they just wanted to break it out just to show they have it. It's pretty much been all Lil Spook because Omocha just can barely drive at the best of times. Lil Spook coming in near the pit now. Getting some good hits in there. Okay, Lil Spook trying to line up for a hit on Omocha here. Omocha just really hasn't done anything. It might have landed like one good uppercut on Lil Spook, but it's such a weird bot, man. Alright, really. What is happening with this thing? Lil Spook's really just bullying it around. I think it lost a steering hinge out of the weapon again. Not as many as last time. Last time was a whole segment of the disc that kind of blew up. This time just the one. Oh, and that... Well, the whole disc just blew up. Omocha's still in the arena. I can't see Lil Spook, but it hasn't been called, so they must be stuck up on the wall. Oh, they were stuck up on the wall, and they get back in the arena. That beast of Lil Spook is still drivable, so Omocha gets counted out. Lil Spook ends up winning by KO. Wow, that was quite lucky for Lil Spook. They almost went out of the arena, but they actually got stuck up on the wall and managed to get back in. Omocha is eliminated. Lil Spook through the round of 16. Congrats to Team Angry American. That's it for this episode. Our final 4 bots heading into the round of 16 are CG3PT, Porygon B, Manny the Lizard, and Lil Spook. Unfortunately, we also have to say goodbye to Get Froggy, Misguided Patriotism, Chromatic Aberration, and Omocha. In the next episode, we begin the Super Heavyweight Bracket round of 16. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please leave a like, comment, and consider subscribing. If you're interested in joining our community, follow the Discord link in the description. And from everyone in the Besiege Bots Discord, have a fantastic day, and we'll see you soon.